Hello and welcome to a different kind of game today. Today I'll be doing a little bit of a beginner's guide to the game known as Eos Knights, which runs on the Eos blockchain. Now, in order to play this game, there are multiple possibilities. If you want to play the game, head over to eosknights.io and then you can either play it in the version for Chrome or for any Chrome related browser. You can play it on Android or even on iOS. Anyway, I've decided to play it in the Chrome browser for now, and in order to play it in the Chrome browser you will need to download Scatter Desktop, install it, and then you will be able to log in. Alright, so I'll start off from the very beginning. For this purpose, I will be using a new account. So I click on Login via Scatter. It will ask me for my permission. And then it will load up the game. Unfortunately, I think it's gone in the wrong account, so I'll have to log off and log back in. Alright, so I'll just use a completely new account for this. And now it will ask me to sign up to the game. This will use some RAM, so make sure that you have enough on it on a new account. After that is done, you'll get into this screen. As you can see, you'll have some magic water, you'll have a kill count at the top here even though you haven't done anything yet, and you will get your first knight for free. As you can see, Eric, you can get an archer and a mage. Your first character that you buy will cost you 0.29999 EOS, so about 0.3 EOS, and your second character that you hire will cost you about 0.4 EOS. Anyway, in the beginning, if you don't want to buy any more characters, you will be able to start off with one character. And the first thing that you will do is click on the rebirth button here. This will probably prompt up your wallet or scatter to ask you to confirm this action. Rebirth will do two things. First of all, you'll gain magic water, and you'll get one item per knight or per character that you have. As you can see, I now have 1 bronze in my inventory of currently 28. As you can see, my knight will now continuously hack away at the goblins until he himself loses 250 hit points. As you can see, rebirthing him also led to him gaining experience, which is 5 kills out of 40, which you will need to level up. Alright, now let's go to the to the materials and see what we could do. Clicking on the material will show you all of the possible recipes that you can craft with it. So, for instance, I could make a sword with it if I got another bronze and another wood. I could also craft some bronze armor if I got some copper, some wave rings, and so on and so forth. At the top here, you'll see all of the currently available crafting recipes that you have enough materials for. If you decide that you don't need all of these items or your inventory is full, you can trash some of them for magic water. Depending on how good they are, they will yield different amounts of magic water. Alright, let's see. Alright, the counter still says about 10 seconds. The counter will increase every time you rebirth in a row, but it will reset if you don't rebirth for a while. So, as you can see, even though he isn't dead yet, I can rebirth him. It will cost me nothing, but at the beginning it will allow me to get more items more quickly, as staying longer at the beginning won't actually get me better items. So as you saw, I got another bronze. If I would also get some wood, I could then craft myself a sword. Alright. Another thing that is, in my opinion, quite important is if you go on items, the book, and you'll get a list of all different kinds of weapons and armor that there are in the game, and so you can actually look at, for instance, how to craft the wooden dagger even though you don't have any materials for it yet. And you can also look at what kinds of other items there will be in the future part of the game when you level up. You can also see the last trading price of each of these items, which is quite good, since you can scope out which of the items is probably the most cost effective for you to buy. Right, next to that you will have the marketplace. So for instance, if you've been in the book and you've decided, alright, the longsword seems to be quite cheap as well, or as cheap as the wooden dagger, but seems to be better than the wooden dagger. I can go into the marketplace and then I can sort all of these things, because for instance this staff against death isn't good for me yet because it requires level 11. So I can go into filter, I can select the item, I could also select the type or the grade, and I can sort by most recent, reverse, so least recent, high price to low price, or low price to high price. Since I want to get the cheapest, I'll go from low to high. Apply, and as you can see, it shows me all of the items. If I wanted to buy this item, all I'd have to do is click on it, press buy here, and it would prompt up my wallet to buy it. Unfortunately, this wallet currently doesn't have any Eos on it. After that, you can look at the magic water up here, which we will go into the uses of right after I've rebirthed my character for another time. Magic water is used for two things: leveling up, buying animals or pets, leveling those pets up, and leveling up items. Alright, so let's go into the pet section, and at the top here you can see pet gachas. As you can see, there are 4 types of things that you can buy. You can buy 1 general gacha, 5 general gachas, advanced gachas, or 5 general gachas, with the difference being that the advanced gachas can drop legendary and ancient, which the generals can't, but they are also more expensive. Additionally, buying an advanced gacha will definitely get you at least a rare pet. However, for the beginning, those are a little bit too expensive, as you only have 1000 magic water, unless you want to buy a lot of magic water, which in my opinion, currently, especially at the current prices of Eos, isn't really worth it. So we'll buy about 5 general gachas, and we'll do that 2 times with the magic water we have. As you can see, we got 5 different pets, but we'll get 5 more. As you can see, we also got a rare drop this time. Alright, and as you can see, for some of the pets we already have 2 of them, which means for another 20 magic water we could level them up. Alright, now that we have our pets, we can do 2 things. We can send them on an expedition, or we can give them to one of our characters as a pet so that they will increase his stats. So, as you can see, the amount of slots you have depends on the level of your character, going all the way up to level 10 with 4 slots. So I can select one here, and the difference between the pet types is, of course, the higher the grade, the more amount of magic water they will give you, but also the longer it will take. So for the normal pets it will be 12 hours, for the rare it will be 18 hours, for the unique it will be 24 hours, and so on and so forth. Alright, so I'm just going to select one of the normal pets so that it will take 12 hours, and then I'll use the other pet to give it to one of my knights. As you can see, it will generate in between 19 to 24 magic water. I'll then go back to battle, rebirth my character one further time. In the beginning you really just want to spam out that rebirth so that you can get as many items and magic water in the beginning as possible. So I'll go on my Eric character and I can equip the Ocean Sunfish, which will increase his defense and luck. And luck is important in the game to get better drops, so better types of materials. You can see that if you want to find out how exactly it works, you can go on here and you can see that luck increases your drop rate in this formula. However, also important is of course this stage drop rate, which is determined by which stage you are at, and then the floor bonus, which is about 0.2 floors. And the stage can be changed by going on that little icon over here. Alright, also if you go on here you can see that the floors required to get unique, legendary and ancient items is 100, 200 and 500. However, please keep in mind that the drop rate at reaching about floor 100 is very, very low, so it won't happen very often, so don't rely on it, and of course some of those you won't even need. Alright, as you probably saw, we now have 2 bronze and 1 wood, which means we could craft a Gradius. We could craft it either in materials, or we could click on our knights and go into weapons and craft it from here. As you can see, it has a probability of 100 to get this attack stat, and in between 22 and 26. Unfortunately, my CPU is currently used up, so I'll have to wait a little, and I'll be back when I have more CPU in order to craft. Alright, I am back with definitely enough EOS to get us through the rest of it. Alright, so we click on craft here to get the Gradius crafting. Of course, we'll get another request, and then as soon as it's done processing, as you can see, we've gotten our Gradius with a 50%, meaning that it's in the middle of the possible stat range. So if we had a 0%, we'd be at 22 attack, and if we had 100%, we'd have a 26 attack Gradius. Alright, we'll equip this. We will be asked, of course, again, as all actions are recorded on the blockchain, and as you can see, our knight's attack has gone up. Additionally, we can also craft either a wooden necklace or a wooden ring, which both have the same stats, so except for defense versus HP, so it doesn't really matter which one we take, but I'll take the wooden ring and we'll craft that as well. This time we only got 10%, as you can see, there are 3 different types of stats that we can get with a different probability. So we got a little bit unlucky because we only got the first one, which has a probability of 100. So you'll always get that. Defense in this case has a probability of 50, so you'll only have a 50% chance of getting this, and luck only a 40% chance. So you might have to craft multiples of this until you get the correct one, or the one that you would like to actually equip. The good thing about that is that the others don't necessarily go to waste, because once you have them, you can actually synthesize them together and then level up the item itself to make it even stronger. However, you'll need multiples of those for it to be possible. So, in order to do that, I will go to the market to see whether we can get some wooden ring there for some eels, and then synthesize it. So I'll just quickly buy this wooden ring. As you can see, it will prompt me to submit it or to confirm it, and as you can see, I've now bought it. And if I go into my items, you can see I now have 2 wooden rings. And now there is the synthesis button. As you can see, I can click on this one, and then all the stats that this one has will be kept, while this one will just be destroyed. So you can put in 0% in there, 100% it won't change this one at all. And as you can see, I now have enough wooden rings in order to level it up. All I need is some more magic water, which I currently unfortunately do not have. Alright. When you level up your character, you will be able to unlock skills. However, skills are more or less unnecessary until level 10. So if we go onto our character, as you can see, we have these locked things down here, which are called skills. For instance, strike, which you can get from level 2 and can get 3 levels, costs 2 AP. It says gives 180% damage to enemies. However, in the beginning, in just the floor systems, this is really quite unnecessary. It doesn't do anything yet. However, as soon as I reach level 2, I will show you how the level up works. And doing the dungeon part, I will show you later on. Just one of the things that I would advise you to do is to stockpile these free tickets from the beginning. You can just click on get free, and you can get 1 free every 24 hours for a total of up to 8 in storage. So you can get as many as you want. However, you can only store 8 of them at a time. Alright, that has pretty much been all I really need to say. If you want to, of course, sell an item, you can click on it. It isn't allowed to be equipped. You can sell it here. Let's just see whether we can unequip the item for a second, so I can show you how that would work. Alright, now we have that here, and we can click on sell. Then we can input the amount that we want to charge for it, and as you can see, it has a minimum and a maximum. However, you really don't want to charge too much, because if you do, it won't get sold, obviously, and you only get about 1 slot per character until you reach a certain floor. And at the top here, you can also see that about 5% of the sales amount will be deducted, basically as a tax to the developers. Same can be done for materials. For instance, I can sell this bison bone. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. I can sell this bison bone similarly as beforehand. However, selling materials doesn't really work, because if you go into the market, you can see that the market is currently oversaturated with items, so the likelihood of your item getting sold, even if you input the minimum price, is quite low. Then for the finish before I level up my character, for which I'll do some off-screen, I will show you the book. And in the book you can see, well, first of all, the materials and their rarity. So the higher the rarity, the less likely it is for them to be dropped. And then, more importantly, the item book. And as you can see, well, for the beginning, most of the items don't really cost anything much. And then later on, for the rare items, you can see that most of them also sell for the minimum amount. So don't even buy the materials, just go directly and buy the items. This you can do for the beginning as well, since you can directly buy a battle axe, which only requires level 2, but it's so much more strong and requires so many more materials than your basic Gradius. However, it still only costs, well, last one sold for 0.011 EOS, but you can get it for 0.10 as well. An item which I would really quite recommend for the beginning of the game is an axe, just generally a rare axe, like for instance the dwarf axe, which has about 270 to 300 attack, some defense, and is, as you can see, quite cheap. For later on during the game, for your knight, I would very much advise for this titanium axe, as it is, compared to the others, quite easy to make, and as you can see, it's even better base than the advanced dwarven axe, and it has the extra benefit of having a set bonus. So if you also get the titanium armor and the titanium ring, you will get those bonus stats down there, but it only works if you have 3 of those. So it's my advice for you to get one of these as soon as possible, and then to level this up continuously, because it will get you quite far. And you will, as soon as you have about a level 2 of that, you'll actually get titanium quite often, so it won't be that hard to get. As you saw, there are different kinds of weapons, and so I'll go into that briefly as well. Each of the characters can wield different items or weapons. The knight, as you can see here, can wield swords and axes. The archer can wield sword and bow, and the mage can wield sword and staff. In general, these swords are slightly worse than the specified weapons, however, you'll be obviously be able to use them on all. Alright, I'll re-equip these items. I'll also craft another one, but I'll see you when I'm able to level up my character, just so I can show you the level up. Alright, see you then. Alright, my character is about to kill the last goblin needed to level up, and while he does that, I'll quickly just show you the UI again. So here on the left, you can see your name, your balance, how much CPU and net you have used versus how much you have in total. You have purchase logs, so what you've bought. Only the 5 recent purchases are recorded. You have sales records, so the 5 recent sales are recorded. The total number of sales and the total sales in Eos is also recorded. You can go into settings, you can go into news, and then down here you can also sign out. Additionally, you can look at the leaderboard in terms of how many floors people have reached. You can do it for your country or for the world. And you can also look at the revenue made So for instance, the top person has earned about 3062 EOS in total. As I said, here you can change the stage. Here you can look into current quests. So the last quest was a crafting quest for which you need to get exactly this type of weapon, so it has to be 57 to 58% and it needs to have a level 4. Anything else won't be accepted. And as you can see, people that have gotten that done have gotten about 1.38 EOS per item. And last, you have your own character. So you can write a message here, you'll have your maximum floor reach, your sales, and your character. So if you want to input something funny here for other people to see, you can do exactly that. Alright, I'll rebirth the character one last time so that the counts are also, the kills are also counted, and then I'll probably have to get a bit more magic water and destroy some items for that. Some iron, alright. I'll click on Eric, and as you can see, I've got 41 of 40, which means I can level him up, and it costs 8, which scales so doubles for each level, but in the beginning I luckily still have enough, so I can click on level up here, which will level up my character, increasing my stats slightly, and also allowing me to unlock this skill. Clicking on the plus here will allow me to level it. However, as I said, you don't need it in the beginning, you only need it for the dungeon, which I'll go into in my next video. You can reset your skills later on for 1 magic water in the beginning, and the second time it will cost I think 1000, and then it will scale and scale, so use it as little as possible. Alright, one last thing that should be possible is a referral bonus. It's under settings, you can go on referral bonus. So as soon as you have at least 1 extra knight hired, you'll be able to receive 1000 magic water, and the person who you give the bonus to will also get it. You can only give a person once, but you can get it up to 100 times. So for instance, I haven't bought one yet. This is my main account, by the way, so I haven't bought a knight yet, so if I try to get it, it won't work probably. Alright, it seems like the first knight that you've already gotten with your account also counts, so you don't need to buy an extra knight, so you can directly get those 1000 free magic water without having to purchase anything, and the person whom you give, who has referred you, will also get 1000 magic water. So if you don't know anybody else to give it to, and if you've enjoyed the video, I would quite much enjoy it if you gave me that referral bonus. As I typed in, it's boidjetflame. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you've learned something. If you have any questions, of course, always comment, and if you would like me to make a different kind of video on Eos Knights, do post it in the comments as well, and I'll try to make it as soon as I can. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and see you next time.